Story 1. I would claim the power to edit my Reddit post titles. Misspell one word and you're done. You can edit the content, but God forbid you try to edit that title. Story 2. I wish I could read, write, and understand any language because I am terrible at learning anything more than the most basic terms in other languages. It would be incredibly helpful. Story 3. Power to refill things. Is your wallet empty? Refill it. Is there a person you don't like? Refill their bladder. Is your cocktail really nice, but you don't want to wait in the queue? Refill it. Is time running out for an assignment? Refill the time limit. Story 4. If I could have any superpower, it would be the ability to instantly understand and communicate with anyone, to help solve problems and connect people better. This power could improve relationships and make a positive impact on many lives. Story 5. The power to heal people involves restoring them to perfect health. This includes removing any harmful deformities or defects, repairing genetic damage and telomere degradation, fixing brain damage, addressing chronic pain and damages, and nerve damage, as well as neurological disorders. It aims to restore people to a healthy body weight, ensuring those suffering from malnutrition are brought up to a state where they are healthy, and those who are overweight to the point where it is a detriment to their health are brought down to a healthy weight. This power is not about necessarily making people young and thin, but just fixing the degradation to DNA that aging causes and bringing people to a healthy weight. This is determined automatically and magically by the power itself. If this makes individuals look and feel younger, that is considered a positive outcome. It's described as a one-touch health restore that could be used as many times as desired on anyone, including myself. The purpose behind this power is the desire to help people. If the scope of this power is too broad, it could be limited to just repairing all damage done to a person by injury or disease. This still covers chronic pain, scars, wounds, and illness. Story 6. People always overlook mind reading. Poker becomes child's play, so money is no issue. With a bit of creativity, you could use your newfound riches to fund a political campaign with an overwhelming advantage in knowing what your opponents are thinking, and leverage yourself to even greater heights. A clever person could do a lot of good for the world by using mind reading efficiently. The best part is, no one will ever know you have a superpower as you aren't outwardly breaking the laws of reality. You could stay hidden forever. Story 7. Invisibility could be the greatest ninja of all time, plus all the perverted reasons. Mainly the ninja thing though. That is assuming anything I am wearing or holding also becomes invisible. Story 8. I would want complete control of my physical body. Like I could shapeshift from male to female, change my height and musculature to match whatever sport I was playing at the moment, and remove the cysts from my kidneys, liver, and ovaries. If I ever were to develop cancer, I could remove it with a thought. And I could give myself a natural-looking tan with no need for sun. Story 9. I would choose the ability to teleport because it would make traveling anywhere instant and stress-free. Plus, I could explore the world without wasting time on flights or dealing with the Transportation Security Administration. Story 10. I always jump to invisibility. Flying on the wall is super powerful, but then I get hung up on the reality of it. Like now, I can't wear clothes if I want to use my superpower. So I'm just wandering around naked, which is okay if I'm in the tropics. But then I'd be slathered in sunscreen so I don't get sunburned. So I'd just be a weird sunscreen avatar wandering around. Or if I live in a place with winter, it's like, okay, well now I've got frostbite all over. The logistics of doing anything useful with that as a power kind of revolve around clothing being part of the superpower, which seems unrealistic. Story 11. Reality manipulation or probability manipulation. Either one of those. Reality manipulation is, of course, warping reality how I see fit using my mind. You could basically be a god. Probability manipulation is the ability to alter the chances of an event occurring. You could also alter the possibility, let's say from 0% to 100%, to develop other superpowers of your desire. Story 12. Probably be able to read minds, but only when I wanted to. Can't imagine the nausea I'd endure in some situations if I could hear what people were thinking. Story 13. Ability to see where anything is at any time. No more lost car keys or wallet. I could know where my cat is. find out where those wasps are coming from. I could also instantly locate any missing people. For monetary and selfish purposes, I'd say perfect aim, able to get a hole-in-one at golf, perfect bullseye in darts, join the Olympics and do archery and win gold every time, join a basketball team and they could just pass the ball to me and I'll make the shot every time. Otherwise, just do general darts competitions or professional bowling or something with a massive monetary grand prize, plus all those brand endorsement deals. Story 14. Ability to communicate with animals is a significant part of my life. Caring for animals is immensely important to me. If I could speak with them directly, I would be able to assist them in overcoming trauma and fear, and help them find homes where they will be loved and reassured of their safety. Additionally, I could assist injured wild animals, earning their trust so they believe I will aid in their recovery. Story 15. The ability to empathetically communicate with and control all members of the animal kingdom, not including humans, is desired. I envision it working in a way where animals and I share a sixth sense, allowing for deep understanding. This connection would act as the foundation for various abilities, such as enabling them to precisely grasp my emotions, thoughts, and feelings without any verbal exchange. They would become almost docilous in my presence, which, in hindsight, might have been easier for me to explain. Story 16. I would freeze time. I would use the power to hunt and kill people that profiteer and make war first. This includes dictators, oligarchs, and those who run arms manufacturing businesses. These seemingly untouchable individuals would suddenly be found eviscerated in their beds with cryptic messages about the spirit of justice. Then, I would post online videos anonymously, claiming responsibility and putting all world leaders and billionaires on notice. I would outline my requirements to save oneself from my wrath. To make my message clear, I would execute a few billionaires. Anyone with more than $1 billion must sell their assets in excess of $900 million and donate the proceeds to a global wealth fund. This fund would be utilized in eliminating hunger, poverty, slavery, and preventable diseases. Any world leader who advocates for or takes aggressive action must abdicate their place of power and issue a formal apology to all of mankind. I would use my invisible, unstoppable wrath to force humanity to play nice and level the playing field. It would be violent and chaotic, creating problems that I couldn't possibly anticipate. However, it would be the way that I could use that power to effect the most change. Story 17. Reading people's minds might sound boring, but it is very important to me. Why? The fact that my mother left us, the lies behind it, conflicts with many relatives, and more. There are many things that are hidden from me in these matters. I can ignore all these and live, but I can't. I'm used to growing up without a mother, but sometimes I want it. Story 18. Oh man, flying would be so cool. I've continually had those dreams where I'm zooming around like a superhero. Imagine how much easier my life would be. No more rushing to pick up the kids from soccer practice in crazy traffic. And honestly, I'd use it to secretly check on my ex's new girlfriend. Is that petty? Maybe, but I'm only human. Story 19. The ability to understand, speak, and write in any language would be incredibly useful, and I wish I had that ability because I struggle significantly with learning languages beyond the very basic words. Story 20. I would like to have the same ability Bradley Cooper had in the movie Limitless, without the need or dependence for tablets. Basically, the power becomes inherent to me. I don't want to be immortal or anything. Just enjoy my time on Earth solving problems and using my brain at its 100%. Story 21. Definitely a healer. Just to walk through a kid's cancer ward and drop cures with a high five. Also would ideally keep your own cells in pristine condition to allow you to live as long as you want. Story 22. To travel to any fictional universe from movies, comics, anime, or games I want with all my knowledge about it, and being able to freely travel across them. First, I'll get myself an Arcanine, and then we'll do a lot of stupid things. Story 23. I do not care for superhuman strength, invisibility, immortality, the ability to fly, to control time, or any of those boring powers. I want to control the bowel movements inside people. I want to make people defecate on my command, anytime, Small stools, large stools, never-ending diarrhea, a debilitating bowel movement, all at my command. Is that Superman doing something looking like a hero? Well, go defecate now. Bank robber? Let's see him do that while handling all that uncontrollable diarrhea. Let's see how he feels with a giant stool clogged up in there. Story 24. Make people involuntarily soil themselves on command. This ability could also be exercised through television. Imagine the ease of influencing global occurrences if one had the power to make anyone on live television involuntarily soil themselves. Story 25. If I could have any superpower, I would choose the ability to heal others. Being able to take away someone's pain or suffering, whether physical or emotional, would be incredible. It feels like such a meaningful way to make a difference in people's lives. What about you? What superpower would you go for? Story 26. The ability to remotely control other people via their minds includes making people willingly transfer their money and properties to me. They would remain silent and not make a sound when I am in restaurants. They would move aside to let me pass on roads and sidewalks, among other things. Additionally, I would get dictators and oppressive regimes to launch missiles at their own bases with them inside. Story 27. Invisibility is like all the coolest superpowers in one. You can technically teleport, though slowly, fly, both commercial and private, read people's thoughts just by being in the room, have unlimited money by being the ultimate inside man, and so on. Story 28. To have tomorrow's newspaper or news feed today. Edit. When I was a young paperboy, I thought I had hit it big. The distributor would give you the pieces of Sunday's paper on Saturday so you could assemble it. I was like, yes, I can know the future. But alas, early Sunday morning came the important news part of the paper. Story 29. My superpower of interest has always been superhuman coordination. Not that can shoot a basketball well level, but that can flick a coin across a room and have it land heads sort. Is it world-changing? No. Have I spent an unreasonable amount of time dreaming about niche scenarios? Absolutely. Story 30. A single case of the power to give powers. And now I have every power I want. Without loopholes, though. Probably the power to morph into anything existing or made up, while sentience is kept at all times. Story 31. Access to any knowledge at will. Start with the ability to see the future, and also the changes your actions will cause, plus the ability to see anything in the past. You could solve any crime, expose any corruption, make the world into anything you want it to be. Additionally, the at-will part would allow you to turn it off or filter it to keep it from getting too overwhelming. Moreover, imagine having a long life and good health to give you time to make it all happen. Story 32. Time manipulation. Imagine being able to pause, rewind, or fast-forward through moments. It would be amazing for fixing mistakes, reliving cherished memories. Story 33. Hallucinokinesis or illusion manipulation enables the ability to affect anyone's senses so that they may hear, feel, see, taste, or smell anything I want them to. Something about that tells me there are going to be a lot more psychiatric hospitals. Story 34. Shape-shifting like Mystique or Morph. However, I would want the ability to make it permanent, meaning not something you have to hold. So you can continue shape-shifting into younger versions of yourself and live forever, in addition to being able to become anyone else. Story 35. I want to convince people about anything I want, like having a speech skill of 100 in Skyrim or something similar. Then I could say this dinner is free and everyone would agree with me. Story 36. If I had a superpower, it would be the ability to awaken people to their own consciousness. Not to change the world, but to help them see the illusion of it. Once you realize that everything is a game, a dream, you stop taking life so seriously. You live with joy, with love, with freedom, because you know that deep down, nothing is ever lost, and nothing is ever gained. Story 37. To be a sixth-dimensional being. Essentially to be like Dr. Manhattan, but he is a fifth-dimensional being. Imagine creating things around the universe, witnessing the miracles of the cosmos, venturing into the scariest parts of space, and watching the flow of time, among other activities. Story 38. The ability to understand how a search function works. Story 39. Healing my body. As I age, close to 70, little things that never bothered me are starting to annoy me. I'm fairly active and have solid range of motion right now. But, Story 40. I would have small fingers growing on the end of my genitalia to make it resemble a small hand, and use it to throw sets of keys at people, whether or not they are going anywhere. Story 41. I have always wanted to be Superman, but I would settle with Batman or the Green Lantern. Oh, a superpower. To be able to find anything I am looking for. Story 42. Knowledge such as why did our government take down the trade centers? Why did they use microwave weapons to harm people in Iraq on the highway of death? Why do they use directed energy weapons to create forest fires? Why do they create viruses and release them onto the population to sell a vaccine? Why did they take out John F. Kennedy? Why did they take out Martin Luther King Jr.? Why did they take out Malcolm X? Why did they demolish Building 7 and destroy an important room in the Pentagon with a missile? How are they cheating in not only American elections but also other countries' elections? Why do they send all of our tax dollars overseas to enemy countries? Why do we fund wars that we aren't a part of? Story 43. I would go with teleportation. Being able to instantly travel anywhere would be amazing. Imagine avoiding traffic, traveling the world, or just popping over to see friends or family. It would save so much time and make life way more convenient.